It's Debt-Free Friday time, my absolute favorite video of the week. And today we're going to be talking about how to give yourself a raise. But first, if you're new here, hi, my name is Gia, and I post a financial related video every Friday, as well as several videos throughout the week. So I would love for you to hit the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell next to it, so that you could become a part of my YouTube family. So, we are going to be talking about how to give yourself a raise. Okay, but before I talk to you about the 3 things you can do to give yourself a raise, I want to hit you with a few facts first. According to the Society of Human Resource Management, their stats show that in 2016, most US companies gave a 3% raise to their employees. So let's just say, for example, if you made $50,000 a year and you got a 3% raise, you would then make $51,500 a year. But according to the CPI, which stands for Consumer Price Index, and what they do is they basically measure the rate of inflation with our money, with our currency. Inflation rose by 2.1% in 2016. So what does that mean? Because inflation rose by 2.1%, and you got a 3% raise, that doesn't leave you with much buying power or saving power or anything really with your money. It's almost as if you did not see the raise at all. So let's go back to that example of someone who makes, let's say, $50,000 a year. They got a 3% raise in 2016, and they started making $51,500 a year. Well, with inflation rising by 2.1%, that means they probably only saw about a $13.50 raise for the entire year. So I'm not even including taxes in that. When you add taxes in that, you just don't see it at all. Like, you don't see it in your everyday cash flow. So that means it's up to us really to create these raises for ourselves. Now, the first thing I'm going to say, which is not a part of the 3 ways to give yourself a raise, the first thing that I'm going to say first and foremost is, if you can work your way out of debt, that is automatically giving yourself a raise. As soon as you pay off all of your consumer debt, you will be giving yourself a huge raise, and you'd see a huge influx of cash that you would be able to use differently, other than, you know, paying on a credit card or paying for a car note or paying on a store credit card, or, you know, paying hospital bills, all that kind of stuff. Once you become consumer debt free, it's probably one of the largest raises that you will see, because it's an influx of cash that you now have access to that are not being eaten up by you know, payments. So that's the number 1 way to me that you'd be able to give yourself a raise, is when you become debt free. So, okay, so I wanted to just throw that out there, but that's not a part of the 3 ways. Okay, so the first thing that you can do to give yourself a raise is to spend less by analyzing your transactions. You really need, if you don't have a budget, or if you've never budgeted before, you could download my free budgeting Excel workbook. You click the link down below to download that. You can also watch this video right here to learn how to use it. But when you have a budget that breaks everything down, a really good zero-based budget that's detailed, you can see every single transaction. Every transaction should have a job and be categorized, and you should be able to analyze that to see where you're spending too much on, what you need to cut back on. And that's why I'm such an advocate of an annual budget, because I can tell you what we spent last year on, let's say, gas, or what we spent on eating out for the entire year. And that helps me to focus for this year on where I want to spend less or where I want to spend more. So definitely download my zero-based budget workbook, Excel workbook, if you haven't yet. But definitely having a budget where you're able to analyze your spending more, and so you can try to make more conscious decisions on the things that you purchase and the way that you spend your money, is a great way to automatically give yourself a raise. And if you're interested in learning more about how to analyze your spending and how to build a better budget, I will be hosting a free live workshop, or webinar if you want to call it, on the end of this month on Friday, March 31st. There'll be 2 times available if you can't watch it during the day. I'll have 2 times. Click the link below. All the information is down below to sign up for free. All you have to do is enter your name and email address, and I will send you all the information that you need. But we're gonna have a really good time. I'll be there live answering your questions. So definitely sign up for the webinar if you're interested in learning how to build a better budget and learning how to really analyze your funds so that you can have a better cash flow. Okay, the number 2 way to give yourself a raise is to negotiate your bills and shop around for car insurance and homeowners insurance. Really, it's best to bundle them together because that's really where you get the best deals. But shop around for that stuff. And when I say negotiate your bills, I'm talking about negotiating for your cable, your internet, even electricity, all of that stuff. Question all of that, okay? And always make sure you're getting the best deal. I actually made a video about how I cut my bills in half or my utilities in half. You can tap this eye right here to watch it. But listen, if you have DirecTV and you're spending $100 some odd a month, you need to call and say, listen, I'm spending too much on this. There are too many other options with, you know, AT&T, even though they're merged now, you know, but there are too many other options, especially when it comes to live streaming your cable like Netflix and Hulu and all of those other things, other ways to watch television now, that you should not be paying that much for your cable. So you definitely want to call and talk about that. You can call your internet provider and definitely tell them that you want to cut back your bills, because it's better for them to keep you as a customer than for them to acquire a new customer. So you definitely want to throw that out there that, listen, I'm getting all these other offers from their competitors, and you know, what kind of deal can you give me that would be the best for me? And tell them, you know, what you're comfortable spending, you know, within reason. So that's a great way for you to see some influx of cash in order to give yourself a raise. Okay, the third way, and I would say this is the best way besides, you know, paying off your debt and becoming debt free. This is the best way out of the 3 ways that I'm going to tell you. The third way is to get a side hustle or monetize your hobby somehow. Okay, side hustles are everywhere, guys. We are all talented in some sort of way. And if you can figure out a way how to capitalize off of that, how to monetize that, that would be amazing. So many people make so much money through side hustles, whether it be through YouTube, through blogging, through Etsy, through eBay, through become an Amazon seller. I mean, there are so many ways to become, you know, almost like a part-time entrepreneur. I myself did that, and it's been amazing for me and my family by just, you know, stepping out on faith, trusting that the Lord blessed you with certain talents that you will be able to serve other people. You can bless other people with your talents, and you can also monetize them. There are so many ways to create a side hustle. I actually created a video about that as well, creating side hustles and extra income for your family. You can tap this eye right here if you're interested in seeing it. But guys, listen, you need to educate yourself, do the research, and create your own opportunities. Okay, if the company that you're working with really sucks, or you hate your job, or they're not paying you enough, or they're not paying you what you're worth, create your own opportunities, guys. Someone out there will pay you for your talent. Okay, so whatever you're talented in, try to figure out how to monetize that and become successful with that. And that would be an awesome way to give yourself a raise. I mean, getting a raise is amazing. Don't get me wrong. If you got a 3% raise, that's great. That's definitely a blessing. But if you can't see the money in your normal cash flow, if you can't see that influx of cash, then it doesn't mean as much as it possibly can. That's why I think it's so important for us to create our opportunities, guys. There's so many ways out there for us to make extra money for our family, just create those raises for ourselves so that we can, you know, save more and pay your way out of debt and save for retirement and all those wonderful things. So leave a comment down below and let me know, what are some of the ways that you and your family gave yourself a raise? What are some of the things that you did? Did you do anything on my list? Do you have a side hustle? Share in the comments down below. I mean, I love learning from you guys, and I know you guys learn from each other, so that would be wonderful. And if you haven't signed up for the webinar, make sure you sign up for the webinar. We're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be live Q&A and everything. I always have so much fun when I live stream with you guys through my webinars. So that's it. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, tap my picture up above, and you can also check out my previous video right over here, and check me out on all my social media platforms, all listed down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great weekend. Bye.